Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. I am here to do a video for BB Craft. You may remember I did an unboxing video. They sent me these great cabochons and I decided for all of my stitching friends who are new subscribers to the channel, who may not know that I was a beading channel to begin with, that's what I was. And so I thought I'd go back to my beading roots and make this really cute needle minder with their cabochons. The beads and Nymo I already had. So I'm just using some size 11 seed beads right here, and I'm just making enough to go around the cabochon. Make sure to use an even number of beads so that your stepping up process for this round peyote will work. That's an important trick because you really don't want to mess up and realize that you can't step up at the end. That's really a shame when that happens. Just going around to reinforce. That's what I'm doing. This isn't meant to be a full in-depth tutorial. If you need help with doing peyote in the round like this, there's so many YouTube videos out there that are really good. I have some on my channel as well that I will put in the iCard. It's literally just grabbing a bead, skipping one, and then passing through the next with your needle. And there you have it. And the ones that are poking upwards are the up beads, and those are what you're going to need to look at as you progress. Again, this is just kind of a summary of how I did this. It's pretty straightforward. Who doesn't want a jeweled needle minder? Alright, so we're on the second round, and we're doing exactly the same thing, only this time, if anything, it's going to be easier because I'm going through the up beads, so I don't have to kind of look hard like I did with the first pass. Should mention I'm using Miyuki Delicas. You want to use, if you're new to bead weaving like this, you really want to use a Delica or a Treasure. They are Japanese beads and they're different from regular beads in that they are very evenly sized and shaped, and they are cylindrical, so they will sit together like bricks. Whereas conventional seed beads have a round sidewall. They're kind of often described as donut shaped because they're more like a tire. So they're great for many applications, but not for the kind of bead weaving that this is. We are stepping up. There you are. Sometimes I like to add a band of color that's complementary in another way to the cabochon that I'm encasing. I often will do that for kind of decoration towards the front of a bezel, and if I don't feel like maybe making it a different shape. So now we get into the more kind of trickier bit here where we're starting to shape the teardrop because we are working in the round. So as I'm sure many of you realize, a teardrop is a circle that has a point on one end. So you have to kind of convince your beadwork to want to create that point usually by adding 2 beads at the area that you want to conjoin into a point. And now I've got back to my cream colored beads, because the tendency with the seed beads is to make the bezel bigger for the cabochon, which is great, but then you have to cinch it back in. For those who may not know, a cabochon is a stone that has a flat back. It has no holes in it. A person who does lapidary work, let's call it that, a lapidarist, they often will carve a curve and to make a dome shape in your stone, and that's how you need sometimes a little bit of extra room to seat the stone in the setting. And now I'm adding just a bicone. It's just an inexpensive Chinese one. It's not a Swarovski. Swarovski, I kind of reserve those for the good stuff, the jewelry, like stuff you wear on your body. But since this is not intended to be a piece of jewelry to wear, might as well just do this. It's just as sparkly, it's just not as high a quality. Now I'm adding some really limey green size 15 beads. They are a seed bead, they're not cylindrical. 15s are very small, they're hard to come by in a cylindrical form. They're out there, they're just rare because people don't tend to use them that often. But they're absolutely essential for this kind of beadwork because, again, when you change the shape, or I mean, if you change the size of your bead, you will change the dimension of your work. Even if working in a flat peyote stitch, you can make your piece get wider with the same amount of stitches. It's because the beads are bigger or smaller. And that's how you do it. I think I'm just going through here to reinforce. That's what I was doing, and I'm going to add a small bicone. That first one is 4 millimeters ish. Again, I say ish because it's Chinese. The this amber colored one I'm adding is a genuine Swarovski, if I'm not mistaken, and you can see the difference in sparkle. It's also smaller. It's I think it's a 3 millimeter or 2.5. That's the thing with beadwork. You end up amassing this vast collection of stuff. So when BB Craft called and said they wanted to see me look at their product, which I did previously, and wanted to see me work with some of the supplies, I was like, yeah, let's do it. I haven't beadworked in a while, so it's kind of a learning experience for me too. I learned how to beadwork like this actually from watching YouTube videos, believe it or not. I didn't really know how to do this kind of thing at all before I really studied it. I was sick in the hospital in 2012 and I had nothing to do. They wouldn't let me have anything. I didn't have books. I had a phone, but that was all. And I had my tablet. And they wouldn't let me really have anything else to do. It was a medical hospital, so they didn't have people coming around to talk to you or let you read books or whatever, so I had to do something. And so I started watching beading videos in there because I realized there was just a huge amount of beading channels on YouTube already at that time. Now it's probably even worse. But that is why I ended up on YouTube. I don't know if I've ever really discussed that properly, but that is the truth. Anyway, now I've woven to the back of the setting here, and I'm going to be adding 15s, those green ones, all the way around to give the back structure some tension of its own. I like to think of this kind of thing as like you're using beads to add tiny bits of pressure where a stone needs it to be. And that's how you hold it in place. That's how they do it with metallurgy as well. Like when you get jewelry made at a jewelry shop, like where they design and make their own. It's the same. It's just obviously a lot more sturdy. If I was better at computer science, I probably would have been a jewelry designer. Because you need to be very, very good at drafting to do it that way with metals. Anyway. By the end of this video here, you'll see that the setting element is done. You could call that good just the way it is. I, however, added some extra embellishing around the edges after I finished shooting this, because why not? So thank you, BB Craft, for generously sending me these cabochons to embellish. I have a whole bunch more, and they're all different. So I'm going to be making more needle minders with some rare earth magnets. Oh, here's another one of the cabs that they gave me. It's malachite, that one. The other one that you saw me working on this whole video was jasper. So yeah, super cool. Really nice. I hope you've kind of enjoyed this little glimpse into the old world of beading that I used to do a lot. And there you go. Remember, if you want to see this channel grow and thrive, don't forget to like and subscribe. I will see you next time. Bye! What do you need, Bronwyn? Well, why do you have to distract? Now you wrecked my track. See you later. I can't do it with an audience. And the front, a lapidary